think I'm a bouffant girl? I don't look like Margaret Thatcher in this. Oh, hey! Hi, it's me, Wilma Fingerdoo, with the Fingerdoo review of Canada's Drag Race Season 3, Episode 8. And before we get started, well, I need to thank my Tipperary boyfriend, Vito. I love you, Vito! And I'd also like to welcome a new queen to the Fingerdoo family on Patreon, Eric. Cool. Should I say welcome back? Eric has been a longtime friend and supporter, so it's good to see you back, Eric. I'm so serious. If you'd like to join the Fingerdoo family on Patreon, the link is down below. And finally, I want to send a shout out to Lar D'Souza for creating this fabulous design. This is my Sweet Beats image that you can get now on my Redbubble store. You can basically get it on anything you want. And I really appreciate Lar for drawing that for me. Thank you so much, Lar. If you'd like to get your own Wilma merch from my Redbubble store, the link for that is down below as well. Now, Jorge, drink me! Oh, another one of, you can't call these Cosmopolitans, they're purple. I think you should call them Kool-Aid Teenies. Yeah, Kool-Aid Teenie is less of a shock, just gonna say. This week on Canada's Drag Race, we kick things off with the queens bidding Irma an emotional farewell. And by emotional, I mean that a few of the queens got their noses out of joint when they saw that Irma was rooting for Vivian to win the crown. Okay, it was just bitterlicious. As they were congratulating Vivian on her first win, scorekeeper Alicious pointed out that with the elimination of Irma, they were all winners of challenges now. True to form, Vivian pointed out to Shut Your Pie Hole Alicious that she was the only one of the remaining queens not to have lip-synced. Did anyone else feel a cold hand of fate reaching out to Vivian with all that bragging? Maybe the air conditioner just kicked in. As the queens de-dragged, Kimmy body-shamed Lippy-licious, and they got into it. But Kimmy shut it down by telling stunned into silence Alicious that she has no talent. Alas. Well, Vivian, for one, enjoyed the sound of silence. The next day in the workroom, Brad arrived fresh off the set of Tintin and the Arabian Nights. Seriously, what is that? With messages from home for the 5 remaining queens. Giselle sobbed as her partner Hugo and their little dog Vicky reminded her why she's a superstar. The love that flowed from Kimmy's beautiful mom was felt by everyone in the room, but especially Kimmy, who let her veneer crack just a little bit. Vivian's dad, Paul, really made Vivian make more sense, don't you find? You could hear the pride in his voice as he praised his child. Just a great dads. Good for you. Jada Shada's video message was from Toronto drag queen Baby Bell Bell, who looked gorgeous, by the way, and told Jada she was the best drag queen in the world. Of course, she said that they're besties. Look who loves their mom, Alicious' mom, Luminita, and her dog Mona's message of love and support meant a lot to Lish because being raised in a religious home, her parents didn't always understand drag. Or Lish. Once the tears were dried, Brad announced this week's Maxi Challenge, the Masquerade Ball. You know the drill. The queens had to present 3 looks on the runway. Category 1 had a gender blender theme called Masked or Mascara. Category 2's theme was Mistresses in Disguise called Incogito. And then we had to pause as Brad had to go and get the props himself. Better yet, Brooklyn Heights. The props Brad grabbed were 5 masks that the queens had to build a final runway look around. Because she won last week, Vivian got to assign the masks. She gave Kimmy the pink one, much to her chagrin, is what I'm guessing by the look on her face. Picky-licious got the purple one, Jada got the gold one, Giselle got the white one, and Viv took the black and white one for herself. I thought she would have picked the pink one. The queens wasted no time getting down to it, and by that I mean that Can't Sew Alicious tried to bribe Giselle to make her outfit. In fact, of the 5 queens left, only Giselle and Vivian could actually sew. So, lucky for Just Won't Quit Alicious, Giselle did help her figure out how to cut out her dress. Here's to Giselle. Viv was going big with her runway, or so I thought, because, well, she had me a tuxedo jacket and ruffles. Unbeknownst to Vivian, Kimmy was quietly stewing over the mask she was given. See? Chagrin. Told you. Apparently, Kimmy's first choice was the gold mask, and her second choice was the white and black one Vivian picked for herself. Giselle was going for broke with her design because she wanted to have a third win, but she was spreading herself a little thin, helping the other queens. Come on, Giselle, focus! Brad dropped by to check on the queens, and the best advice he gave anyone was to remind Jada not to look too crafty and cheap. She did it in the nicest way possible. Giselle had a moment when the steamer melted her fabric, so to distract herself, she told Kimmy not to glue cardboard to her dress. I mean, who was she trying to be? Chaos? As the queens were getting ready for the main stage, Kimmy shared her trials and tribulations as a trans woman, especially where consent is concerned. It was a very eye-opening moment for a lot of the queens, to be sure. And it broke my heart, bless Kimmy. And then it was time for the main stage, where Brooklyn was serving us some happy birthday, Mr. President realness. Brad looked fabulous in fuchsia. Tracy was serving some evening wear eleganza, and joining them on the judges panel, model and designer Leslie Hampton, looking perfect in pink puffs. I love it. I love it. And then it was time for the Masquerade Ball. Category 1, Masc for mascara. Mascara, do you hear how I say it? Giselle was first in her ode to Jean-Paul Gaultier's iconic Sailor. I will say this, I thought the look was a little simple, but she sold the hell out of it, so I gave her a Fingerdoo. Kimmy's runway was a yawn. The dark color of her outfit kind of absorbed the impact of the beard for me, and, well, I didn't get the cape, so I gave her a Fingerdoo. When Shut My Face Alicious hit the stage, I didn't recognize her, but in a good way. I was impressed with this ode to Matthew Anderson on its own, but the cutout back with jeweled corset made it a showstopper. Fingerdoo for Lish, just saying. Vivian's latex ode to historic underwear was delicious, so I gave her a Fingerdoo. As great as Jada's sequin pinstripe suit was, it was a little underwhelming compared to some of the other looks, so I don't know. I give her a reluctant Fingerdoo. Like, I fought it. Oh. Category 2, Incognito. Giselle's transformation from schoolgirl to red-hot drag queen totally got a Fingerdoo, even if it was awkward in the transition, which is fine because Awkward in the Transition was the name of my French play. Kimmy's disguise for her drag queen was weak at best. Hiding behind a flat square, no matter what is on the front of it, is not a disguise. Plus, I thought her drag look was kind of pedestrian. It's 2 Fingerdots for Kimmy. Look who's making top 4 Alicia's Incognito look was gorgeous, showing her national pride as a Cape Verde native, only to reveal herself as Josephine Baker reincarnated, was a huge hit with the judges and the receiver of a Fingerdoo for me. She had me at glittery banana. Vivian's sous chef disguise revealing a blue plate special drag waitress was adorable enough for a Fingerdoo as well. Yeah. God bless Jada Shada. Going from one dress color to another isn't a disguise. It's called going from day to evening, and it never earned anyone a Fingerdoo is all I'm saying. And then it was time for the final category, Masquerade Eleganza. Giselle was first down the runway. This look, but the sleeves weren't right for me. They were either disproportionate or maybe she didn't have any tulle to stuff in them. Either way, I still gave her a Fingerdoo, don't get me wrong. I didn't hate Kimmy's cardboard feathers as much as I had hated Chaos's. Yes, the whole look was rough, but I didn't hate it as much as her first runway, so I gave Kimmy a Fingerdoo for this one. Do me. I'm not surprised Alicia's looked pretty good too. She was really able to show her personality in this look by keeping it simple. I'm almost too sorry for Vivian that who'd have guessed Alicia's had already worn a tux down the runway, because her made in a day version kind of paled in comparison. Still good enough for a Fingerdoo, so don't hate. Finally, Jada Shada showed off her handmade couture, and even though it was a lot of tulle draped over a sheath dress, it looked good. Good enough for a Fingerdoo at any rate, I'm just gonna say. Back in the Untucked Lounge, the queens were gagged. Not only had Brooklyn just announced that this was their last elimination and that next week was the finale, but it looked like On a Roll Alicious was on her way to a second win. Needless to say, emotions were raw. Right away, Jada started fighting with Blunt Alicious for pointing out her glue gun globs. Glue gun globs, say that 3 times fast. Viv was stressing over possibly being in the bottom for the first time ever. Wait, didn't I just say she jinxed it off the top when she gloated about being the only one who hadn't lip synced? Back on the main stage, even though no one was thrilled about it, no one was surprised to hear that it was Suck on That Alicious who was this week's winner, and now tied for 2 wins with Giselle. And I'm sure no one was surprised either that it was Vivian Vanderpuss and Kimmy Couture who wound up in the bottom lip syncing for their lives to Rev's Control-Alt-Delete. If I were a betting queen, I would have said that Kimmy was going to take this lip sync, no questions asked, and, well, I would have won that bet. I'm so serious. Kimmy's sprinkling of sexiness and hairography eked Miss Vanderpuss out, much to her own relief. And it was Victoria's own cat mom, Vivian Vanderpuss, who sashayed away right before the finale, bless her cotton socks. So, what do you think? Did the right queen win? Were the right queens in the bottom? Did the right queen go home? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And while you're down there, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And check out the links in my description box for other ways that you can help support this channel. Until next time, peace me! Ah, seriously, Jorge. You know, this Kool-Aid Teeny is starting to grow on me. What other flavors does Kool-Aid do? I'd be interested in trying it. Maybe it's just because I've had far too many of these. So happy that next week is the finale. No offense, but I can't keep watching all these versions of Drag Race. It's giving me hives. I have to catch up on Down Under, Philippines, Secrets of... Oi!